Hey, Nick, it's James Duthie from TSN over here. As the buzzer went last night, you kept sitting with your head to the floor for a few seconds. I understand it would have been your mom's 95th birthday on Tuesday. Is that who you were thinking about in that moment, and what would all of this have meant to her?
Yeah, I was, and she obviously was passed away during the season in our West Coast road trip. She didn't live long enough to see me get the head coaching job, and you know, was a huge part of. I mean, like any mom, right? She went to every game I played when I was younger, and when I played in college. My senior year, my dad retired early so they could go to every single game, home and away. Put a lot of miles on the car and all that kind of stuff. But they were big fans, and obviously it was a big tough win yesterday, and she's on my mind every day. But she was a little more after her birthday the day before.
Crick, USA Today. Kawhi said that he wasn't aware that Clay wasn't going to play until right before tip-off. I was just curious what you guys were able to exploit on the offensive end without him on the floor.
Well, you know, we didn't know. We had him on the board as a starter when we left the locker room because he was active, right? And we just, you know, it wasn't like we were trying to exploit anything. We said, you know, we're changing anything. We're just trying to play with some pace and some space and hit the open man a little better. You know, like they are, you learn some things about how you need to play against these teams each and every game, and then it's a matter of can you do it, and then it really becomes a matter of can you make the shots at the end of it. And I think we did a really good job of that last night. We moved the ball a lot better, and we made more shots than we did in game two. And that was a big part of the offensive success.
I think all 6 scorers shot more than 50% of the field. How much do you think that Clay being out contributed to that, or was they just
I mean, he's a great defender. I think he's one of the best, right up there at the top of the best wing defenders in the league. I mean, he's probably underrated in that department. I mean, he really puts in some awesome defensive performances for them, especially when they really need him. So probably helped us.
Mark over here.
Yeah, Mark Berman, New York Post. How did you take the reaction to your Boxing One defense, where it seems like a lot of people were kind of mocking it, even though it was successful? It seemed to just rolled off your back. I mean, how did you react to all the mocking? It seemed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't really care. I don't really give a crap. Is my line. Like, I mean, if things work, I don't care if we go out there and 4 guys stand on their head and we get a stop, right? And it was very effective. The only basket they got against it was a 3-pointer by Iguodala with 8 seconds to go or something like that.
Third row on the right.
Simone Sandri, Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy. I'm right here. How challenging was the psychological approach to the game last night? In a situation where your opponent is missing major pieces, sometimes there's a bit of overconfidence creeping in. And instead, you guys were really concentrated from the get-go, and you kind of set the tone in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way you got to be. There's a lot of scenarios now, maybe more than in the past. I mean, we had a lot of games where we were missing our key guys this year. I think Kawhi missed 20-some. Kyle missed 20-some. We played against a lot of teams where guys are in and out. It's happening. So you just, I don't know, you can't really let it affect you. You got to go play the game no matter who's out there. And at this time of year, everybody's going to play really hard, and everybody's got good players. So I'm glad that we didn't let it affect us. Eric, it's critical. Games are critical right now.
Eric on the right.
Hey, Nick. Eric Corrigan, The Athletic. You'll be pleased to know that Steph said there was nothing janky about your defensive strategy on him last night. With Clay being out, how much extra attention were you guys able to spend on Steph? And how do you think your guys did in executing that plan, obviously? He had many points.
47 points, Eric. I don't know if we had enough attention on him or we had anything going on him, to be honest with you. But I was happy with we just wanted to play more solid defense, right? And that for us means getting it set up, getting some pressure on the ball, contesting shots of all players, right? You know, that to me, I thought our shot contests were great all the way across the board. And that was a big key.
Steve in the back left.
Nick, Steve Simmons, Toronto Sun. Kawhi was taking between 21 and 23 shots a game in the last 2 rounds. He's down to 17 now. Is that the plan? Is that intentional, or is that just circumstantial?
Well, there's never a plan of like X amount of shots, a specific plan, right? You guys have heard me say I'd like to have Kyle take 10 threes every night. But the plan is that you attack them. When you draw multiple defenders, do your best to get off it, because you've done your job. If you've drawn multiple, 2 guys or 3 guys, you've really done your job, and hit the open man and play from there. He's probably getting a lot more double teams this series than he has in the past, so that's going to limit his shots. But I also think, especially last night, he did a better job of getting off it a little earlier, and it helped us.
Over on the right side.
Alvaro Martini, ESPN, along the same lines. Kawhi seemed to have taken more spot-up shots in that game yesterday than perhaps in recent time. Is it a matter of him reacting to what he sees? Is it a general instruction, an observation you've made to him? He's capable of making them, obviously.
Yeah, he's taking the opportunities that are there, and he got some last night, especially in transition. And he's a really, really good shooter. When he vaults up from 3 with space, you're pretty surprised when it doesn't go in, because he's got great mechanics. He's usually got it on line. When he doesn't make them, he sometimes gets a little flat. But usually when he vaults up from 3 with a good room, some space between them, you feel pretty good about that. And he got some of those last night.
Right on the second row on the right.
Over here on your right. Last night, Kyle said that the Raptors are really benefiting from the championship experience that Leonard and Green have added to the team, and from yours at a lower level. So despite all the winning that this franchise has done, does a game last night, is that something they needed to kind of fuel the belief that they can win at the ultimate level?
Maybe, but I'm not really trying to think about that. Again, to me, this is a 1-game series tomorrow. We're just trying to take them like each game's critical. We need to put a huge effort in, because I think if we put a huge effort in and we're the hardest playing team, then we're going to deserve to win. And that's all we're focused on.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
We have Kawhi
Thank you.
Leonard will be right up.